Good morning, oldish members. I'm coming to you today from my garden. It's a beautiful day outside, and I thought I'd come out here. It's a little bit jungle-like out here, but I really love it. It gives me a lot of privacy, and I could talk to you about all kinds of things from here, and the neighbors would never know. It's okay. I'm going to talk to you today about happiness. There was a study recently that came out of a group in England that studied something like 23,000 people and looked at the various determinants of happiness. It turns out that happiness peaks at 23. Don't worry, it peaks again at 69. Imagine. So those of us in our 60s who are perhaps newly retired, I'm not, but at least I'm not retired, those of us who are looking forward to retirement can look forward to a second peak of happiness. You know, when I looked at the study data, I could well understand why happiness peaks the first time at 23. You know, you're probably just graduating from college and university, you think you've got the world by the tail, and you know it all, and you're looking forward to going out there and conquering the world, having the job of your dreams, partying with your friends, probably have a pretty active social life. And not much in the world is really impacting you. You don't probably have a mortgage yet. Most people at 23 may not have children yet. In days gone by they would have done, but not so much these days. So you don't have the sort of life burdens that will come to all of us later on in life. You start to get away from 23 and those things start to accumulate. You know, you probably get a job, may not be your dream job or what you think you're qualified for, but you get a job, and there are varying degrees of happiness because most people start at the bottom, and you've got to take orders, and you've got to have responsibilities, and you look up the ladder and you see where you want to be, but you're not there, and you're probably not going to be there for a while. Along the way you may acquire a family, a mortgage, car payments, all kinds of things that, while not horrible things, they certainly get in the way of the straight up happiness and so on that you felt when you were 23. Move on through your life to retirement age, and there are lots of study data that indicate that people who are newly retired just quite don't know what to do with themselves. They don't know what to do with their time. Men in particular, pardon me, men in particular are a little challenged by not being defined by what they do in their work. So when they don't have that work to define them anymore, they're quite lost. They may be underfoot at home. Maybe they didn't take up hobbies like golf or bird watching when they were younger. And they really are at a loss. Sitting around watching TV all day doesn't work. They may even get into a bit of a funk, or for some even a depression. Women, on the other hand, you know, they still have their traditional household chores to do. I know I hate to define the household as a chore of women, but sadly that's still where we are, where the women do most of the housework and the cooking and the cleaning. So they still have that part of their job to do. Hopefully if they have a partner who is also retired, that partner will pick up some of those tasks and share them equally so that they get equal time to enjoy life together. However, you can well imagine happiness peaking again at 69 because you've had a few years to come to grips with retirement, what it means to find volunteer opportunities, maybe to travel a bit and find other joys in life. Perhaps you're now a grandparent and you understand the joys of grandparenting as opposed to the challenges of parenting. Let's face it, those teenage years full of angst, who couldn't wait to get past those? Anyway, the teenage years with angst are now the responsibility of your children when their children grow up. But as grandparents, we get to enjoy the perks, if you will, of having the little ones around. You know, you get to go for walks, you get to focus on yourself a little more. Maybe there are a few classes that you decide you want to take. There's so much that you can do when you have free time and when you decide purposefully that you want to fill it with positive things. So this study that was done with the 23,000 people looked at the determinants of happiness. So I don't want you to get the feeling that people who have health challenges and life challenges and financial challenges aren't seen in this study. They certainly were seen and have been seen in many other studies. But in this study, they were strictly looking at what determines happiness. So relationships determine happiness. Exercise, sense of purpose, these things all determine how happy you are. And guess what? You get to control them. We all get to control these determinants of happiness. So, as with everything else in life, it is not the job of other people to make you happy. It is your job to make you happy. And you can do it. You can actually do it. So as you become more and more a member of the Oldish, you can determine your own happiness. So I encourage you to do that. I encourage you to read the Oldish for ideas on how to make that happen and to live your life to the fullest. Every day is a gift. Enjoy today.